Welcome back to Mornings at ANC. Now, as it marks its 8th year in the business, one of the most successful bridal expos in the country is set to roll out a special edition this year to give every bride and soon-to-wed couple the best options for their dream wedding.
Now here to tell us more about the Bridal Expo 2011 are its organizers, Vet Lauzon, fashion designer Joel Bautista, and Chef Oji Relos. Wow, this is a great reunion for me and Chef.
Yes.
we go way back, but it's really nice to have all of you on board this morning to talk about this great event.
Yes, we're all also excited to somehow tell everyone else that we're going to have it this weekend.
All right, now it's 8 years. You guys are doing something very special this year to kind of put it over the top. What exactly is going to put the expo over the top this year?
Oh, okay. We do have some freebies for all those who would be coming over. We have
the magic word right there. Right?
Yes, the freebies. They all love that word. So those who would be getting married very soon would have to get a lot of packages with a lot of freebies once they just go around and then see whichever they want to have for their own wedding, their dream wedding. Everything's packaged in, all in one house, coming from the venue down to the caterer, of course, down to the designers, all those gowns and stuff, and of course all the makeup artists and the rest of the suppliers, or what we call wedding vendors, that would be able to give them services for their own wedding.
So it's really for a lot of people who may not be getting a wedding planner or kind of entertaining the thought of getting married, and then they're saying, wow, it's so easy, let's just do it.
No, seriously, Ginger, I mean, speaking from experience, it has been 10 years for me since we planned our wedding, but it's a gargantuan task. It's so difficult to decide on who's going to do the gown, who's going to make the clothes for the entourage. It's so difficult to decide on the venue. It's so difficult to decide on the menu.
Exactly. It's so difficult to decide on the groom.
It's so difficult to decide on the groom. But I don't think they're going to be offering any specials on those at the expo. But having all of these suppliers and having all of these options under one roof, where you can literally walk into one venue and shop around and see what's available, is such a burden of couples who want to tie the knot. And really just to have all the options available to you it's such a treat.
Now, Vet, is there a trend this year, or as far as the vendors and exhibitors are concerned, is there something that you kind of see as a bigger trend this year when it comes to weddings?
Well, when it comes to weddings, the trend this year is all about how you want your setup to be, especially with the catering setup. Well, normally that is where the trend goes. How you do your setup, what kind of chairs.
Okay, we've got a bit of a sample right over here.
Yes, exactly how you see it right now.
Right. Okay.
These are one of the clicks this year, and of course from the gowns design as well. They do have that every year. They have something special coming out.
That's wonderful. I think we have very special people coming out and showing us some of those gowns. I know maybe we should do the fashion before we go on and head over to the food. Now let's talk about the gown that we see right now on the screen. Joel, now tell us about some of the trends, I guess, when it comes to bridal wear. I know this is definitely at the center of attention of many brides.
Yes, indeed. Actually, this gown that is being shown right now is one of the more sought-after style by brides. This is the frou-frou detailed gown for
Frou-frou?
Yeah, the lower part of a hip-emphasized gown has very elaborate details, so you can see from there. And birdcage veils are getting more popular as well. So
is that now? I mean, I know that Kate Middleton and Prince William got married earlier this year, and everyone kind of had different set of hats. Is that influencing or influencing kind of the bridal wear as well?
Yes, in a way it has been. It has been a trend for more brides nowadays, and the long veils are diminishing a bit. But of course, it's always still there.
Oh no, hindi ba kanina ako makaabot? All right, we've got.
We get there.
We go from a very sought-after bridal style to a very sought-after bride right over here.
Yes, exactly. Now tell us what Moki here is.
This one is a more traditional cat dress. It's a very safe for all body builds. It's called Princess A-line. So whether you're the slim or the big size bride, it's very ideal to use as a style.
And again, we see something a little bit more modern instead of the long veil.
Indeed, it is.
Okay, now, I mean, there's another half of the equation that we can't ignore. There's got to be a groom that's waiting at the altar.
Let's not forget the old groom there.
Now tell us, I mean, Paolo, why don't you take this one?
All right, what are we talking about here in terms of trends and styles?
This group ensemble is by Mark Rancy, one of our members from FWDP, which stands for Fashion by the Wedding Designers of the Philippines. It's more modern, it's more chic and classy.
Yeah, it's a nice play on, I mean, it's sort of, I don't know, it's got flavors of a slight sort of uniform sort of feel. I mean, maybe going off of something, like you said, the royal wedding maybe still fresh in people's memory. You know, it sort of has that, a little bit of that feel, but at the same time, still sort of classic.
Right. I was just a little worried because our groom didn't seem like he was smiling to get that. But it does seem a little bit.
These grooms are ready, all right?
It seems like a more modern take. I mean, we had one more classic one, and then now we've got
a nice splash of color there as well. I mean, you've got a little bit of a red detail peeking out in the shirt.
Nowadays, grooms are becoming more experimental as well with their styling and thinking that, you know, this is what's in at this time.
Right, okay.
Well, I'm all for that. I mean, experiment with the color for the outfit, just don't experiment on the bride. All right, now, from wedding wear, we're going to go and talk about something that I know the guests are very excited about, as well as the couple. They probably don't get a chance to taste it very much.
The hosts are pretty excited about this as well. I mean, let's talk about the food.
Morning.
Yeah, Chef Audrey, I mean, in terms, we keep talking about trends in terms of weddings. I mean, good food never really goes out of style, but I'm sure, you know, how would you call it? Fashion in terms of food as well tends to change over time, but good food is always good food, isn't it?
Yes. Well, right now, we're actually, you know, doing the global kind of setup. You know, you have the Western and the Asian.
Okay,
both in traditional.
You know what? I think we're going to take a seat real quick before, as you guys talk about the food. Go ahead.
Okay.
Feel free.
So right now we have here ox tongue in porcini cream of mushroom.
Oh, sounds good. Sounds good.
So we have here fried chicken, velveted in some, you know, Asian fruit extracts. And then we have here fish fillet in remoulade sauce.
All right.
So these are basically like very classic because, you know, we're talking about some French. You heard some French terms that I just, you know, said.
They just rolled off your tongue over there, Chef Audrey.
Yes.
Over on that end, we've got
we
some
have
other
here
things that you brought.
penne a la marinara. And of course, we have an ordinary rice here, fragrant rice.
What's a Pinoy wedding without a little bit of rice?
Everybody, even if you have pasta, Pinoy, you would still go for
we need the rice. And always a happy ending, and I'm not talking about the honeymoon here. We've got some
we
dessert.
have some mango panna cotta here, which is just a very, very simple, you know, flair for dessert.
All right. Okay, so this is sort of a sample, a great little sample setup that you may want to consider when you come to the bridal fair. You will have the opportunity to check out setups like this, to sample some of the cuisine that you have on offer, aside from other suppliers.
Actually, before we do this, Paolo, you know, we normally like ask the couple, you know, for a food tasting, you know. So they normally come to our kitchen and prepare something for them. Made them choose from a series of menus.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, everything looks delicious over here. You're seeing pictures of some of the dishes that we talked about. I mean, you said we've got porcini mushroom with ox tongue over there. You've got a nice sort of Asian twist on your classic chicken dishes.
It's velveted in some fruit extracts.
Ooh, that sounds delicious right there. Some fish with
remoulade
sauce. And some Italian flavor over here with the penne, and it sounds really, really good. It sounds really, really delicious.
So come on an empty stomach when you go to the expo, because you're going to be sampling a lot of foods. How many caterers will we have at the expo, or a rough number maybe, ma'am, and as well as fashion designers as well that are
taking part,
offering their services?
Basing on our records, I believe there will be about among the caterers there'll be about 11 of those. And I'm just not sure if we will be allowed to do the food tasting right as well. I'm just not sure. Would you be doing a food tasting right on the spot with the Bridal Expo?
Actually, we can do that, you know.
Ayun, napuwersahan
Or more
tuloy.
importantly, will we be doing a food tasting here, right here, right now?
Well, I think so. I mean, but wait, we are seeing something very important that a wedding will just not be complete. I know a lot of girls dream about this when they're still very young. We're looking at jewelry. We're looking at the rings.
Yes. Oh, by the way, at the Bridal Expo, we are looking forward to a couple, or rather more couples, who would be joining in the raffle, because we're going to have a free photo booth. Well, photo booths are like hot pancakes. They always want to have those in weddings. So we are going to raffle off a photo booth package. We are also raffling off a honeymoon package. It's either to Boracay or Bohol, whichever they want to go. And we are also having this kind of perk, like we call it the Cinderella's getting married, because one of our gowns from our designers will be raffling off a gown, and a bride would be able to fit it in. If it fits her well, then perfectly well, she gets to have it. Not just that, also a pair of rings also for the groom and the bride. If the rings fit them perfectly well, they get to bring them home for their wedding.
This is sounding better and better.
I know. I mean,
all right, if you guys
drag your best friend.
if you guys are planning a wedding, if you've popped the question and you want to find, settle on all the details, the place to do it really is this Bridal Expo. It's going to be where and when?
This is going to be at PICC this coming Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's 2 days for you to go around and really search and try to compare and be able to decide who among the wedding providers you would like to have in your wedding day.
Wedding providers.
Yes.
And also, can I invite the audience out here to watch the fashion show of FWDP, the fashion by the wedding designers of the Philippines, on Sunday, October 9 at 4 p.m.
Great. And Chef, anything you'd like to
actually the food is prepared by, of course, our catering group, which is L Catering Group. And we have our flowers prepared by Flowers Unlimited. That's our accredited florist.
Okay, well, we're definitely going to be sampling some of this wedding food. We need to get our taste buds.
All right, well, while we get our taste buds working,